RC Sports, it's in the game.
The way the ref called it was so funny because you can't spot your own ball. So you have to give it to the ref. And Dak decided, like, I'm just going to spot where I think the ball landed, which, that doesn't seem like a rule that should happen, Dak, or the center, whatever. And Tony, the referee just came out, and like we're thinking, like after a while, like it's kind of deliberated. The referee just goes, "Yeah, it's the end of the game," and he just runs into the tunnel. It was so funny.
He was speeds off.
Yeah. I loved that, dude.
Sprint.
Yeah, it's like that's the end. They were throwing beers at him too. I saw the Twitter clip. Which can I say this? Sports fans need to get off their high horse, where they're like, "I can't believe they would throw a beer at a ref." You've never wanted to?
Yeah, that's
shut up.
Part of it.
Okay, welcome to RC Sports, and remember, RC Sports, it's in the game. I am joined by one of my favorite podcasts, host of one of my favorite podcasts. Maybe I'll learn to talk today. Car Crash, and this is Eddie. What is up, Eddie? What are you doing? How are you doing?
What's up, Glenn, dude? What's up, man? What's up?
I don't know. I came
Seems like we were just here on a Zoom call.
Yeah, which is funny because this is coming out first, and then yours, the other one. It's very It's very like one of those shows where you can watch in different orders and stuff. Like one of those things. Like I feel like I'm playing God a little bit with the way we're releasing these episodes. I don't want to.
It really pissed me off because that episode was literally like I was fucking dying at the end of it. Felt very happy after leaving the next day. I was like, "Hey man, when's that coming out?" And you're like, "I don't know, maybe 29th or whatever it was." I don't know.
maybe 2027.
I have 4 other episodes before then, so it's...
Well, to be fair, Brendan sat on my Tales from the Mall for like a month. So, it's like, and then I gave a gambling prediction for something that happened 3 weeks prior already that I lost. So, I try to get, if I don't get an episode out of something as soon as possible, I'll literally wait like 8 months before putting it up. And since we're on, like, Sai is not working, as you know, and I am off recovering from hernia surgery.
Hey, you're telling me, man, I got a job, but I also just stay at home all day for some reason and get away with it.
And I'm off for 6 weeks for a hernia surgery. So I think we recorded like our next 2 months worth of episodes. So it's like, there's going to be a lot of, like, if you want something covered that happened from December 20th to January 31st, we'll have all that covered, and then nothing for the next 2 months. So
hindsight is 2020, so you can like look back and listen to early opinions and stuff, and form your own full opinion as a listener.
Yeah,
it's really like you're doing more of a service for your fans, which I kind of like.
But folks, I have a little bit of a different audience for this show, so I'm gonna have to kind of. I'll tease your show. I struggle for the words to talk about what Car Crash is. It's one of those things where, say you're a comedian, right? Say you're a comedian and Car Crash invites you on.
No,
you gotta come with your best material. You have to. Okay, like you just have to come with your best material. Like just listen to the show. It's a show about love. They say it themselves. Show about love. Every episode's about love.
That is true.
That is true. Go on there, listen. You'll laugh your ass off. I will say this: funniest times I've ever had with a microphone and headphones on have been on the Car Crash podcast, and when you've come on ours. So it's very funny. So everybody go listen to Car Crash. Go buy a shirt too. The shirts are fantastic. You can still buy a shirt, right?
Yeah, you can still buy shirts. Okay, I just don't have. I feel dirty. Like I can't post a link every day about it.
No, you don't. You just go on shows. Is what you do. Yeah. That's what you do. The press tour. You do the press circuit.
Yeah. This is what this is. I'm only here because of.
I dropped the link for you. Is what happened. No, 100%, dude. 100%. I agree with that. So, eventful weekend. However, not.
I was just joking. By the way, I just kind of like.
Calculated
all that very slowly. I'm just kidding. I would be here if we didn't have shit to sell, obviously.
No, 1,000%. Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make that clear. Okay.
Yeah, no, we understand you're a shill. I get it. It's fine. No, don't worry. Yeah, you shill your own show on whatever. Yeah, you just go on anywhere. Anyone who asks you, you just show up. It's fine. No worries, dude.
I'm very unabashed. Immediately after I put out every podcast episode, I'm not mortified at the possibility of someone having a slight problem with it.
Yeah, never.
No, I said mortified when talking about podcasting recently, kind of for exaggeration. Not recently. It was on the Christ Lover episode.
But
I don't really mean that. I'm just
that's recently come to surface again, though. That episode. Yeah.
Yeah, I was. That's one of the only ones I like. I've been scared to listen back to that because I didn't know how it will like actually was. Like I had my own memories about it. I wasn't sure. And then I posted it again. I posted on like this isn't important, dude. We're talking sports. Let's get back into sports, dude.
That's fine. I like doing that. I mean, hey, it is what it is. I'm trying to fuse the worlds. Okay, is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to bridge the gap between the two. This is like my Run DMC Aerosmith rap rock song. You know what I mean? Sports. And all the retarded shit we talk about.
You're black and you brought a big lipped guy to come on and talk to you.
That's 1000% of that. You can only see the cat, but Eddie's black. That's what you don't realize. And so
I was the big lipped guy because I'm Steven Tyler coming into the Run DMC song and featuring on it.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. No, I didn't. Interesting. Yeah. Interesting how I read into that there. But anyways, nonetheless, you're a Giants fan. New York Football Giants, not San Francisco Baseball Giants. Nobody's a fan of that team because they're horrible. But New York Football Giants. Whenever I talk to you about it, you're a little bit down on your franchise, and as somebody who is perpetually down on his franchise, I would like to offer you some hope because I've been looking at the Giants. I will fix the Giants for you right now. So I'm just going to do it. Let's
hear the point. I'm interested.
So you have a young quarterback. You have a lottery ticket in Daniel Jones. Rookie quarterbacks. They cost nothing, right? They cost nothing. Yeah. You're not paying $30 million for Kirk Cousins. He's
paying a $5 8-way parlay bet.
Straight up. He's a $20 eighth, and you're like, I'm high. This is crazy. You know what I mean? Like it's just fantastic. I think he's good. I'm a Daniel Jones believer. I believe in him. So you have that, right? You're not hopeless. You don't have to mortgage everything. The Chicago Bears traded their first round pick to you last year for Justin Fields. So you now have Chicago Bears have a top, I want to say it's a top 10 pick. It's like up there. Bears were not good this year.
7?
Yeah, you have the 7th overall pick. And then you have your own, which wasn't great. You guys weren't great this year. You have your own, which is you should have 2 top 10 picks. And you could go the Giants could fix this fast. I don't even think they're that untalented of a team. However, I think they were the most poorly coached mixed with the most poorly run front office wise with Gettleman and Judge. It's pretty bad.
They're stuck in like the last little bit of history. Like they haven't updated anything at all. And I'm just like a dumbass guy. Like I don't think I can genuinely talk about football. Like I have a clue about what I'm actually talking about. It's pretty clear that coaching is fucking awful, man. Like just constantly. Yeah. This might have been the most disappointing. Like in the last decade, basically. So here's what happened. Basically, I watched the first Super Bowl for my conscious lifetime in 2007.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And then I didn't watch football. I was like, oh, that was cool because it's crazy. They beat the Patriots. That was awesome. I just like kind of like kept it in my back pockets. I was like lightly a fan of the Giants without ever really being into sports. I was like an epic skater, cool guy kid. And then 2011 Super Bowl, watched that. I was like, oh shit, that's again. I'll start watching games now.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get into watching the Giants, and then just the next decade was just nonsense.
Yeah, you bought the top. Of the Giants.
Well, literally, I was like, oh yeah,
you did. Yeah, 100%. It happens.
But I feel like that builds character, though. I would feel phony if they were just like a constantly winning team after. And I was like, oh yeah, I've been like since forever, dude. I've been into that.
Yeah,
but I mean, just the entire season. This might have been the most disappointing season I've watched from them in that entire decade.
This might have been was the Ben McAdoo. I feel like Ben McAdoo was worse. No, like that team was way more talented. That's the thing. Okay, this his second season when he benched Eli. Geno Smith played against the Raiders that year. That was hilarious.
But also, I kind of like that. That's funny enough to have in like my back pocket of the team I like's lore. That it's so funny to have like a scumbag white trash looking coach with his hair slicked back and like a weird mustache just be like, all right, you, the person who's brought the only joy this team has had in a little while to fruition, you're sitting and we're gonna start Geno Smith. I know you've played literally every game, basically never been injured or anything, but
it's not even like it was Daniel Jones either. It's like, hey, we're gonna let the rookie that we really like play. It's like we're gonna bring in the guy everyone knows sucks in the same state that he like shit the bed in for the Jets. Everyone here knows that he sucks, and we're just gonna that was one of the reasons the Raiders actually won a game that year was because Geno Smith started a game. So I do appreciate him for that. But did you see Joe Judge's party that he threw, by the way? He threw a party after he got fired.
Bought like a bunch of beer and pizza or something.
Yeah, he bought some guy with a mask and a whatever that's going on. That's pretty cool.
Honestly, good for him. He's getting paid for like what, the next 2 years, 2-3 years.
He seems cool. I'm not gonna lie. Like
Yeah,
Joe
I don't
Judge
dislike the
seems
guy
cool.
personally at all.
He's awesome, actually. Like if I could
just
pick
like
10 coaches to party with, he'd be in the top 10 for sure. Like no, not even
just like way in over. I just don't understand how there has to be some sort of like bureaucracy problems with stuff that I'm not aware of with something like that, obviously. But I mean, just even watching a game, it was very clear he could not just even handle like the basic tasks of a coach. And then I mean, I could like make fun of play calling. It's not really on him. He like doesn't do any. He didn't do.
No,
anything.
He's a special teams coach. He doesn't do any of that shit.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, make sure you hold the ball for when he kicks it. Okay, cool.
And if he was like good for morale or like just gave the team some sort of like thing to fight for or like fired him up, but he just like not even that. And then also can't call timeouts or manage a clock correctly. No. Like he had no skills at all.
Didn't he let Daniel Jones get his ass kicked? Like typically you don't touch the quarterback in training camp, but like his quarterback was at the bottom of like a pile getting his ass kicked, like instead of wearing like the red jersey where like I'm not
sure, but I could see it.
That's
like, I love hard-nosed football.
I was gonna say I could see where he was going with that, like where he was like, hey, no one's safe here. What the this is fucking New York Giants, okay? This is fucking working class, dude. Clock in. That's that Jets shit where they fucking don't let their quarterback get touched. Pretty boy Mark Sanchez. We let our quarterback fight. Like I could see that happening, and then having it just go completely to shit. Like you're just like, it didn't work. So I will fix your Giants. They're gonna draft 2 offensive linemen, I bet, with those 2 with those 2 top 10 picks. And Daniel Jones is gonna be sitting back there reading books. Got time all day. They have some wide receivers there, like Kenny Golladay. He wasn't like great, but like I feel like he's pretty good. You know, I think
dude, he legitimately fucking Kenny Golladay hasn't done fucking anything.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, he'll get the rebirth. He'll get the rebirth.
I hope so. I hope you're right. Believe me, I'm the ultimate pessimist when it comes to this. I'm not.
Darius Slayton, I like him. I think he's fine. Kadarius Toney's a fun little player. Like that looks like it could be something fun. Evan Ingram's a soft little prick and needs to get off your team. I think he's horrible.
Just fucking hands with rubber.
Horrible.
At the end just literally just
no use for him. Saquon.
The thing about that is that's what's so funny about what's so funny about the Giants players, especially Evan Ingram, is he seems like again a cool ass dude, but just fucking literally sucks dick.
It's kind of like Aaron Hernandez, I think. Like it really seemed like a cool ass guy and then sucked dick. But
that's true. That is factually true.
Yeah. He's like, I could see what he was going for with that whole thing going on. But yeah, the Saquon really did you in there too. That's the issue. The issue, like you can do the forensic, like the autopsy on the Giants, because like whenever you fire your coach and the GM, your team is actually dead. And you do the autopsy, like where do we go wrong here? The Saquon pick really did you in. If you had Eli Manning at the time, but you knew he was aging, had you just gone Josh Allen, which it was controversial. Josh Allen was not. A lot of people are revisionist with Josh Allen. They're like, oh, dude, totally knew he was going to be this good. Most people
would have been squandered if he came here. Also, for the record,
to be fair, was Buffalo a good situation? I don't know. Like Buffalo, I think okay. Josh Allen's just like, I think the first season would have been rough, and I think the New York media would have been on his ass, which what might have been tough. Buffalo, you're allowed to suck for a year, like it's okay, like you're kind of like. They're like, it's fine. Like if you're trying really hard, like you're good. Yeah. And like
he's doing his best, guys. Come on.
Yeah. Hey, leave him alone. Yeah. And so I think I'm not saying, we would have brought the Giants back. It's just the Saquon problem, the SQ as I call it. What do you do? How do you answer the SQ? Like he's just
very loudly. Like I do for any other sort of questions that have abbreviations.
Yeah. No, that guy is like just. I don't even know if he's good or not. Maybe it's just a bad situation, but he's not like Derrick Henry, and that's what he needs to be when you take him.
I mean, honestly, I haven't seen him actually play that much since like 20. I didn't watch anything during like the COVID, fans bullshit.
Based.
2019 he was fun. I was like, this is sick. Maybe he got some hope here.
Yeah. They were decent in 2019. Since then. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I loved fucking dude. Watching Shermer coach the Giants was the only time I've seen that. I didn't feel like the game was over if they were down 2 scores.
Well, okay. So here. Lastly on the Giants, I think you guys get Daniel Jones simply more time in the pocket because his issue is turnovers when he's rushed and fumbling. Right, he's got the little baby hands. It happens. My quarterback.
Fumbling kind of got better though.
I think so too. I haven't seen as many okay. There's guys like Daniel Jones. like there's guys, he used to have like the whole Benny Hill music in the background when he played. Like it was very silly. It's not as silly anymore. He's turning into a dramedy at this point at quarterback, where it's like, oh, okay, like
which is perfect for me. My personality, I'm like,
very
I like
Coen.
this guy.
He's like a Coen Brothers movie, like with some quippy dialogue the way he play. Like it's starting to get there, and then eventually he'll turn into like a Scorsese. I think eventually he'll get that. I think he's gonna be great. But then you have.
I hope you're right, man. I like it's just like he seems like his personality is perfectly fit for the team. He's like the logical spiritual successor to having Eli as QB. I don't know, man.
I think it's very true. And then you have because like when I watch guys like Carson Wentz is like literally should have the Jackass theme song playing while he's playing all the time. And he's just like, well, I'm Carson Wentz. Here's throwing into triple coverage, and he just fucking throw like just stupid. Like or same with Jameis Winston. They were like all the same. And I think Daniel Jones is getting out of that group of quarterbacks, and he's becoming serious. It was like when Brad Pitt was in like better movies after a while. You're like, okay, that's cool. That's fine. Speaking of choking, my Raiders. We're gonna start with the first game of the. I can't say you choked when you weren't favorites, but they did. They were that fourth and goal from the 15. They or fourth and whatever it was. It was the fucking game basically. The Carr throws an interception. Raiders Twitter's in shambles. They fire Mike Mayock. Everybody, a lot of stuff going on. I got another stream on that, so I won't spend a lot. But that was the first game of the slate. It was maybe the best game, that and the Cowboy game. Honestly, there weren't a lot of close games, but the Bengals they look good. They're fun. Joe Burrow's really cool. Every time I look at him,
the Bengals a lot, man.
So fucking cool, dude. Every time I watch him, I'm just like, God damn, dude. Like he should have a cigarette in his mouth while he's playing. It looks so cool. And then they have fun receivers, Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd, and all that stuff. It was just a better, more talented team. And the Raiders took them down to the final drive. I can't really be mad after our wide receiver literally played like Grand Theft Auto all year and killed somebody and then like derailed the season. So I can't really be mad at the season ending like that. But Bengals are that now going to the Titans. We'll preview that game a little bit later. After that, Mac Jones got his cheeks blown out by the Buffalo Bills.
I lost $100.
We were me and you were Patriots money. Like, and then the problem is we're this, like every sports chat that I'm in, and I'm not hating on anybody, but there's some Boston people, and they always
I
gotta stop listening to Boston people now that they don't have Brady. Like they don't have that like ace in the hole to where like they're always right. And
they have an overinflated sense of sports IQ because they've just been like, well, they're better. My team is actually better, and then
doesn't matter who's injured. Brady's playing, and we're gonna win. Probably true. And I'm like, oh, they're getting 4 points. This is a steal. I thought we were gonna get a Josh Allen meltdown game. He looked NFL blitz like Dante Culpepper mode.
Yeah, that was cool as fuck. Honestly, if nothing else, I mean, my heart. I don't dislike the Patriots because I have no real like reason to. There's not like you
guys own them. Why would you? It's cool.
Yeah. Two Super Bowls against them. So I've always liked the Patriots, but I like the Bills a little bit more just because of the constant misery for their entire history. I really find that endearing. Any sort of team that has just so much misery over their history.
Yeah, and so on that day, my betting chronicles. I took some like really like super deep fan cut prop bets on the Raider game. Like I took Brian Edwards over 2.5 receptions. He got 3. So we hit over on that. I had the Bengals covering and the under in that game. So all 3 of those hits already in that day. I'm already like, I'm crying because my team lost, but like you refresh my bookie and validates.
That was a good thing about this season for me, with it being the first season I ever started betting, is I just took the most pessimistic like parlays against the Giants, and I was like, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, awesome. No, that was
like my bread and butter for the
every game. If you go to a degenerate gambler, like if you're at like a sports book, not even in Vegas, like I'm talking like an offshoot town, like a Reno or probably Atlantic City or something like that. Like there, everybody who's like gambling there and like knows everything about everything likes a shitty team. Like their actual team, like, I'm actually the Bears fan, and they haven't been good in the last 4 years. But I know about every team because this is how I cope with being a Bears fan. Like it's very similar. So the Bills, the Bills look good. I'm almost on the Bills wagon. I love the fan base. I think it's cool. I think it's really cool what they do. I like when they break shit. I think that's like the thing about the Bills is if another team tried that, like from a big city, like a Chicago team, you know, a New York team or something like that, it wouldn't look cool. But like upstate New York, that's cool when their fans like throw shit at the field.
Yeah, there's just like snow on the ground. They're in Buffalo, so you know it's like one of like the two things in their life that they love.
Yeah, and they're fat.
I do like that.
Yeah, they're fat. I like it too. Like, it's just everything about that is super cool to me. And I hope they go far. Like, I have no issue with the Bills. And I think that they're going to be in for a treat next week. They're going to Kansas City. I think that's going to be kind of wild. I'm not going to lie. But then the next game after that was an absolute shit canning. And Eddie, one of your teams, and this is a team you're saying I don't have an issue with the Patriots. I don't have an issue with this team. You have an issue with the goddamn Eagles, is what I've heard.
Fuck the Eagles, dude. Fuck the Eagles. Fuck the Cowboys. If nothing else, my entire prize from this season of watching Giants football was seeing the Cowboys and especially the Cowboys.
Don't tease that yet, because we're gonna get into that. But yeah, don't count. We're gonna cowboy it up in a sec.
Dirty birds, suck my dick. You stink. Fuck you.
Yeah, Jalen squirts because he's a girl. Yeah. Yep. And so
is there a word? He sucks, man.
He's horrible. Like, no, I remember like people were saying like, okay, here's the thing now in the NFL now, everybody missed on Lamar Jackson, everybody missed on Patrick Mahomes, the fancy black
Ben
dude
McAdoo.
running, black fancy black dude running around. Now they'll never let you forget that. So now they have to pretend that like Jalen Hurts is really good. They're like, no, he's really good. Watch out, because you don't want to miss the next Lamar Jackson. It's like, I'm not. Yeah, trust me. Like, he sucks. This guy, like, I'm not even sure he's right-handed. Like, truly.
His coach just had to switch him from
Jalen, real spitballing here, just throwing out ideas. Try it in the lead. Does it feel okay when you? Yeah, okay, yeah, and he, you know, that we're going through the like really shitty like Lamar Jackson runoff quarterbacks right now. Like, we're in the era of that where like anybody that can run in college, like, what we just cannot miss out on this, and they're bad. Now Philly's pretty loaded with draft picks the next few years. They could easily like do something crazy. They have 3 first rounders next year. It's insane, dude.
Philly has had our Giants number forever.
They played you guys with Glennon though, man. That's just an atrocity. That was just an atrocity. Like, and
that guy got fucking paid for doing literally nothing. Well, he had like was he a starter on the Bears? I don't even fucking know what this guy has done.
So the Glennon lore. Let's go to the Glennon lore. Glennon was drafted by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers originally. Lost his job to Jameis Winston apparently at that point. He ends up going to Chicago, getting paid a little bit of money. I remember at the time everybody was like, "What the fuck? Like, you guys paid this guy like starting money?" Like, yeah, sure. He's gonna be good. And then after that, he goes to the Raiders. He's a Raiders back up there. I don't even think he played a single snap. I just remember seeing his fucking stupid neck on the sidelines all the time. Like, just like in the Oakland Sun, you just see this pasty fucking guy, like Napoleon Dynamite.
I'm a big believer in the fact that you can just, if you want to evaluate someone's talent, most of it for most people, most like casual viewers, is basically just looking at a guy and what he looks like. And just
absolutely name too. Mike Glennon is not a winning name.
Absolutely not.
Like Mitch Trubisky. Does Mitch Trubisky sound like a name of a guy who's like, that's 6 Super Bowls?
Oh, now, he's the GOAT, dude.
Yeah. No, you don't want to miss on Mitch Trubisky. Tom Brady sounds like a really fucking good player. You know what I mean?
Michael Vick.
Mike. Name. Yeah. He sounds like all that stuff. Like, it's good, you know. Joe Burrow, like, it sounds cool, you know what I mean? Yeah. There's certain names like, but then it's like, oh, Coy Detmer. You're like, he sucks. You know what I mean? Like, it's not gonna, like, I cannot believe that Jameis Winston wasn't good. It's like, that's just not. It's not a real name. Like, I'm sorry.
Well, you kind of have to leave black football players out of it though, because they'll be like fucking.
He's just in the wrong system, bro. He's going to be good. It's not the player. It's the system, right? Mm-hmm. It's a systemic racism of actual NFL offensive systems against quarterbacks. But it's true. It's very true. But I'll say it right now. Hot take: Jameis Winston, not good. But so the Bills are going to go to KC. Patriots are done. R.I.P. Bozo. Pack watch. I hate them. I don't care. The Eagles, right? We're on the Eagles now. Tom Brady. I don't think Brady looks that good though. Like, it doesn't. No, definitely. It doesn't look like. I was watching that game and I was like, I don't know, man. Like, it just. And here's the thing: Tom wants you to think that right now. So I also have to have that in my mind. Like, Tom's like, yeah, I want everyone to know, like, hey, man, maybe this ain't my year. Like, because Ben Roethlisberger came out and he said, like, we don't have a chance to win. Like, we're actually not gonna win. Like he like said that,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought he was doing a little reverse psychology, but that's not true. And then
correct.
yeah, no, he's like I mean, we're not gonna win. And then but like, you know, with Brady, he's like kind of doing like, oh, I lost all my wide receivers. Like Antonio Brown's retarded. Oh my God, I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, and he beats the Eagles, but I do think they have like legit problems. Like I don't have a Tampa Bay Super Bowl win on the books this year. I don't know.
No,
about
like
you.
last year and then the year before that was a safe bet of being like, yeah, probably. But was he even playing in Tampa in 2019? I can't even fucking remember.
No,
anymore.
that was his last year in New England.
Okay, yeah, I'm dumb.
Yeah, they got like destroyed. I think I forget who they got destroyed by in the playoffs in 2019, but it was kind of like I think it might have been the Titans or something. Like just like destroyed them in 2019, and then Brady left after. Like Brady was like, yeah, I'm kind of done, you know. And so yeah, then
I stopped actually watching football for like from 2018, I want to say, or I guess probably like late 20, like the midway point of the 2018 season till the start of this season, because I was just like, there's no point. I don't care.
Yeah. I hear you. I've done that before.
Betting has brought me back in, and I'm thankful for that.
And then it's like, yeah, that's interesting because like the betting aspect, a lot of fans don't like it. Like a lot of like diehard fans of just like teams, like how could you just like bet on that game? And I'm just like, well, I'm like, I don't know, dude. Like it's like renting a fucking movie at that point. It's like just I'm betting on the game, dude. Like
it's just dispose it. Okay, so basically, my entire history with football has been comfy season, basically. So it's like Sunday rolls around. This I guess kind of started when I was in college. You'd be like, all right, you know, a Saturday, you know, just go do my own thing, and then Sunday I come back, do whatever homework I have to do or whatever bullshit I have to do for college. Throw on Red Zone or the Giants game when it's on, and just fucking hang out all day and just fucking do what I got to do and watch football happen on in the background. It's a comfy day.
Yeah.
So when you have nothing else to look forward to, if your team sucks, it's nice to make a nice little mini game for 8 hours of your Sunday and just kind of keep tabs on it while you're doing whatever and just hanging out.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like I'm like, my dad psyoped me as a child for football, like, and baseball and everything. Like it was just all we did. Played all the time, and he would like Clockwork Orange, just like old highlights of game. Like, no, he'd be like, hey, you want to watch the, you know, I'm born in 1990, so this is probably 1998 when this happens. He's like, hey, do you want to watch the 1984 NFC Championship game on VHS?
Yes,
like,
Dad, I'd love nothing more right now than to
be like,
that.
well, you're gonna put it on, so sure.
Yeah,
and then I watch it, and like, oh, you know, I love it. Subconsciously, I'm probably like, oh, what am I doing here? You know what I mean? And then I end up watching it. I'm like, okay, I love it. And I learn a lot of sports history. And then I get really into it. And I'm an only child, so like during the summer, like my mom would just buy me like baseball books and like all this stuff, and I would just read that shit and just know about like Honus Wagner's batting average in 1908 and stuff, and just for no reason whatsoever. And so now that brings me to a degenerate 31-year-old who is, you know, taking prop bets in games for the third wide receiver on a team to get 3 catches.
I feel like I really came full circle with that, though, because I mean, like you're talking about your introduction to sports. I mean, I was a kid, like very young, like way before the 2007 Super Bowl win. I did not give a fuck about football. I was like, I'm just like, that shit's gay, dude. I'm into like cool ass stuff like new metal and fucking skateboarding. I watch Baker 3 every day. I'm like, that shit's gay, dude. That's...
Baker 3. God damn.
I'm like,
yes.
I'm like, that shit sucks, dude. I don't want to do that. And then like, but with that being said, like people being into what, like I probably would have been a sports ball guy now if I still had that same mentality. But with that being said, I loved fucking sports video games. Like I've been playing Madden since like literally Madden 94. So,
what's your favorite year? What's your favorite year? Give me like a 3-year window of Maddens.
Mike Vick cover, obviously.
That's 04.
Yeah. What was Dante Culpepper?
So 02 to 04. I have the same era.
Yeah,
02 was Culpepper. 03 was I can't remember who 03 was.
I don't remember who's on 03. Yeah.
I don't remember who that was, but then 04 was Vic, I thought. I could have this wrong. I have to know who that is actually, but it's Madden cover. Yeah, I have to find Marshall Faulk. Okay, perfect. So Marshall Faulk was on 2003 and then Vic was 04. Yeah, I'm totally with you. Those were amazing. Madden real like I still fucking play it. Like it's not even fun, but I still play it. It's weird. It's like this
You're
compulsive.
talking about like the current Madden?
Yeah, I literally have Trey Lance as the starting
like
quarterback.
It's a fucking fake game, dude. It like doesn't work half the time. The menu doesn't even load.
I know you've been kicked off the server. Thanks. Yeah,
it'll load like a fucking model of Tom Brady like dancing. I was like, what the fuck?
Tom Brady Fortnite flossing.
Like literally, you can tell they like did a generic like dancing animation for certain other players, and then they just load it with Tom Brady.
Yeah, my white linebacker, like I'm in like year 2034 with my franchise, so like these aren't even like there's no current players in the league. Like it's all like my guy's name is Greg Stewart, this linebacker, and he's a white guy. So I do like the linebacker blitz that you always do against play action. You always get the sack. So I do that and I blow him up, and he literally gets on one knee and raises his fist like Colin Kaepernick. My white linebacker in 2034. Like
that's what it's going to be like in the year 2034.
Well, Colin Kaepernick still has an 82 overall ranking.
Dude, okay. Let me go off on this for a second.
Please.
I started a franchise. I'm playing as Daniel Jones. Obviously, I'm
Let's
like,
go.
I'm going to make this guy ball
Hall
out.
of Famer,
I'm going to make him ball out. So, dude, I finished the first fucking season. I get into the second season of a fucking Madden franchise, and Colin Kaepernick is the starting quarterback of the Eagles. What? What the fuck? You couldn't even give me like 2 years out. Like it wasn't even like, all right, I get it. Like you're just looking. CPU is just gonna throw in random names. Like the second season of a fucking franchise. Colin Kaepernick is a starter. Yeah. Actually,
yeah, he is. He came back in the league and he won the starting job, and he's better than he was
which is a real thing that would happen.
Yeah. We're starting to worry. Like, there's teams like going like, "Hey, does Deshaun Watson still have it since the year off of football?" They're like, "No, but Kaepernick has it after since 2016, right? It was the last time he played or something." It's like, what the fuck? No, that's hilarious. Getting back to the games, Eagles suck. We understand that. Fly Eagles fly. Lame saying, not a huge fan of that. The
Eagles fans are the exact opposite in terms of Boston. Like they're the exact mirror of Boston fans. I feel
like this. I like
except
this.
with the same sense of delusion. Not necessarily delusion, because on the opposite end, it's like the Patriots are always pretty good.
Yeah.
But it's I don't know.
But that's why football rocks, because they beat the Patriots with Nick Foles one time. So like it doesn't matter. Like you'll never tell a Philly person anything. Like at that point, they're like, yeah, well, hey, Jalen Hurts sucks. It's like, yeah, but we won a Super Bowl with Nick Foles against Tom Brady. They'll be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not really hilarious. I don't like that.
No,
I like the sentiment of it, but in reality,
no, it's not. I get it. I'm from the Bay Area, and I kind of like wish we had more rabid fans. Like we do. We just have like fans that just like to fight and shit. It's different. Like we don't have that.
If I had still lived in New Jersey, into my sports watching ages, I'm sure I would have been a contrarian though, and had been a fan of some other team. It was only because I was like living in North Carolina.
Fan. You would have been like a Steelers fan.
No, not Steelers. I don't know. Probably like the Bucks. Probably.
Wow.
That was the Bucks or the Rams. Probably. Honestly, those are my two big Madden teams I used to play as.
Oh, sure. Especially that 2002, 2004 era. Absolutely. Yeah, no, that's perfect. The okay. So Buccaneers, they advance, they go on. Another crazy game. Another one of Eddie's least favorite teams on the pack watch list is the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys. I bet Niners money line. I was all over it. I told everybody that I knew. I even told people that didn't gamble, hey, you should try gambling today and take this. Please use this voucher.
To be clear, I didn't listen to you. My pessimism won out, and I bet on the Cowboys.
Because I hate the Niners. I think I do. As a guy that loves this show, he's gonna be sad that I say that. But as a Raider fan, you just can't like the Niners. It's just not a thing. Like it's a Bay Area thing. I live very close to the stadium and everything of Niner Stadium. It's basically like we sucked for a long time. They have a bunch of fucking banners. Like my team left, their team stayed. Like it's very hater. Like I'm a hater ass bitch. Basically at that point.
I'm fine with that, man.
It is. I'll lean right into it. Like it's just it is what it is. Like my team is fucking Al Davis like hater mode. Like, come on, what the fuck? Like, am I gonna be a civil sports fan?
Oh, fuck that, dude.
No. So anywho, the Niners go out to a big early lead. It looks like it's gonna be a bloodbath. But then Dak Prescott does his classic little inches way back into the game. And then the Cowboys pull one of the weirdest moves I've ever seen in my life. Like they're driving down the field and they only have like 38 seconds. And I'm
straight
like,
out
damn,
of the Joe Judge playbook.
yeah, it was off the hook. Like they do these like really cool like hook and ladder plays to get out of bounds. I'm like, wow, this is really creative. Like they might actually get a shot at the end zone. It's like all you could ask for with no timeouts. Then Dak Prescott does a designed quarterback draw, right? He doesn't call that play. That's the design play. Design quarterback draw, and he slides down. And I'm like, and Romo, fucking stupid Tony Romo. By the way, Romo is not the best in the game, and I hate when people just appoint him that. He's annoying. It's like he's just soy face. It's literally soy facing in the booth.
He's Reddit, the sports
commentator. Reddit, the comment. Tony Reddit is what I'm gonna call him now.
Yeah.
Just say, yeah, well,
exactly,
that'll be, just the whole time. He's just like, oh my god, like just soy jacking. Like they're gonna get it off, Jim. They're gonna get another play off, Jim. And then the way the ref called it was so funny because you can't spot your own ball, so you have to give it to the ref. And Dak decided, like, I'm just gonna spot where I think the ball landed, which that doesn't seem like a rule that should happen, Dak, or the center, whatever. And Tony, the referee just came out, and like we're thinking, like after a while, like it's kind of deliberated. The referee just goes, "Yeah, it's the end of the game," and he just runs into the tunnel. It was so funny.
He speeds off.
Yeah. I loved that, dude.
Sprint.
Yeah, it's like that's the end. They were throwing beers at him too. I saw the Twitter clip. Which can I say this? Sports fans need to get off their high horse, where they're like, I can't believe they would throw a beer at a ref. You've never wanted to?
Yeah, dude. That's
shut up.
Part of the. Yeah, these people are getting paid bags of money to do the
these guys are lawyers. Refs are lawyers that decide to do like, you know what? I'm going to ruin football games in my spare time. Truly, like they're just like, I'm a lawyer. I just put a guy in jail. Let me let me just go ref a football
I will say
game.
that game was awesome. See, I literally started like tears were streaming down my face from laughing because I was like kind of drunk and watching the game.
It was so
when
good.
they showed the fucking like girls crying in the stands.
Oh, come on, man. Can we talk about football here, man? This is football. This football. That's at the Cowboys.
He was the saddest one, though. He hurt me.
That's the one I was looking for right there. That's the one I was looking for. I was waiting for that.
What? Okay,
like, there was 4 minutes left.
Yeah, that was like I feel like something else happened, and then like I feel like that
her boyfriend broke up with her.
Her boyfriend's on the Niners, and all the players are gay on the Niners, and she just put the 2 and 2 together. Yeah,
I'm supposed to not like the Niners too because of the old Giants.
Yeah, you just weren't around for that. It's like Raiders Seahawks is like that. Seahawks used to be in the AFC West, and if you ask like a 50-year-old Raider fan, fucking sea chickens, fuck them. I'm just like, nah, they're cool. I liked like those teams.
I just miss having skin in the game for rivalries. Like there hasn't, like I haven't had a.
It's coming.
Sucked. Yeah.
It's coming. DJ.
I miss it. I feel like the league is gonna have like all these newer-ish teams that haven't had a lot of success have kind of swung the pendulum back around to where like these I don't know what I'm saying. I'm hoping the more historic franchises have a better run.
Yeah, no, like it always makes me mad because ESPN, like they're so nice to the Raiders, like because they suck, like they just suck, like, and they'll be like, yeah, you know, the NFL's just way better when the Raiders are good. And I'm just like, okay, you just admitted the league sucked for 20 years.
That's how you know when your team is dog shit is when someone on TV goes, yeah, the league's just better when they're good. And
yeah, like it'll be the Raiders Chiefs week 10. They're like, wow, and this game matters this year. Like, and it's just the league is just better when this game matters. Like, yeah, I get it.
I do agree with that though. I haven't, since I've really been watching football, seen the Raiders be like go deep in the playoff scene. I would love to see that.
Nothing would be more badass than like people in those uniforms just like wrecking shit in the league. And it's such a tease for me because I do have this theory that Mark Davis is going to sell the team. And you know, Mark Davis, cool guy, right? Just real cool guy. Everything about him cool, looks cool, sounds cool. And he's going to sell the team. And what's going to happen is there's going to be a new owner because they're in Vegas and they've already done some weird Vegas things to the Raiders that have already been like red flags to me. It's something I have to accept, but I'm just used to like being in like shitbox Oakland Stadium with barbed wire everywhere and just like Mexican dudes in jorts.
That's
like,
cool as fuck to me.
Yeah,
I'm honestly kind of
amazing. I'm not complaining about any. Like I loved that. That was so cool. Like they're throwing shit at fans and stuff. But then like in Vegas, you see like an Elvis statue with a mask on and a Raider jersey, and you're just like, all right, this is what we're doing now. Like that's cool. Bette Midler has a Raider jersey and like Kiss makeup on. Like that's really cool. This mural that you put on, and so that's been an issue. But yeah, again, I hate the Niners. It's one of those things like Niner fans hate the Raiders, but it's like they don't have this hatred of us because we're just like an ant in their kitchen. Like they're like, oh fuck, this ant is back. Let me just smash it. Like for us, it's like we're fighting a real enemy at that point. It's a workplace rivalry. It's very much like I like the Niners Super Bowl. It was like they were playing the Chiefs, who I absolutely hate. And then it was the Niners. And I'm just like, well, I want the Chiefs to lose, but like my coworkers are going to like be the gayest people of all time if the Niners win. And this is like really bad if that happens. And nonetheless, Niners are going to Green Bay. And then after that, the Steelers got their tits ripped by the Chiefs. It happened. I put a very contrarian bet on the Steelers. I thought they were going to cover the 12. When I see double digit spreads, I have to take the plus. Yeah, the plus number. I have to. I did. It was wrong. It was bad. I admit my mistake. It was stupid. But I don't know if you saw
me being like that's like it's the same thing of me being like I was gonna bet the Jaguars last week of the season and I didn't. But there's always one. There's always fucking one thing.
Sure.
Anytime, that just nobody calls and ends up happening. So you gotta take the risk sometimes.
No, it is. And so I ended up I ended up wrong side of that bet. That's okay. The Niners money line really played well. That game, not much to talk about. Steelers suck. Now, one thing I am seeing from people is the playoff got expanded. I believe it was this year and last year or something like I can't remember if it was last year too, but there's a 7th seed, which was the Steelers, right? It's typically a team like the Eagles are the other 7th seed. Like, so it was, I think we might just have a Pennsylvania problem. Is that fair to say?
Yeah,
like
that is fair to say.
Yeah. I think at that point, but people are doing this take where they're like, these are football junkies too. People like me who are like, oh, football's on today, not doing anything, watching football. Like that. They're like me. And they're like, maybe we shouldn't have that second team or that last 7 seed in the wild card. Maybe only 6 teams from each conference should make it. I'm just like, are you complaining about a football game? Are you complaining about a game being on your TV? Like, yeah. And let's be real. Those games sucked. I'm not saying that. Like the Steelers game sucked and the Eagles game sucked. It wasn't a good game. Wasn't very entertaining. However, like the fucking Patriots Bills game wasn't entertaining, and both those teams would make it any year. Like it just happens. Teams get their ass kicked sometimes. It happens. But like these people are like, I'd rather be like watching, especially on the West Coast, 10 a.m. this game, the Eagles game. What else are you watching at 10 a.m.? Yeah, either you have plans or you don't. So like, what do you like?
They expanded it way more to add it to being like it's a shoe in for any team that isn't god awful got in the playoffs. I guess it's still kind of on the cusp to where it's not like overkill.
And what I do like about that team getting in, the 7th team getting in, is only one team in each conference gets the bye. I don't like when the top 2 seeds got the bye. If you're the 2 seed, why do you get a bye? You're a 2 seed. Yeah. What do you like? That's the only reason. Like to me, that outweighs like a bad game. Like
you're right. You actually just convinced me. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, you know what? That's what I was thinking about the other day. I was like, you know what? Only one team in each conference gets the bye. And then next week, these matchups look fantastic. But one more before we go in, the Rams and the Cardinals. Kyler Murray is small. He's really small.
Yeah, he is.
He's like,
I'm a Cardinals hater for a while with no real feeling or understanding.
I don't fuck with Kyler Murray. I don't like him. I don't think he's good. I don't think he's that good. He burned my baseball team. He's supposed to be in Oakland Athletic right now, which for a small man, probably a better move, to be quite honest, even though he's getting money from the NFL. He's fucking small. And every time he gets hit, it's like fucking Mario. He gets smaller. And it's just like, and then like finally he throws like a pick 6 because he was on his last life and shit. It's very video game-ish. And then he runs like he fucking like took a shit somewhere he wasn't supposed to take a shit and like smeared it on the wall and then runs like away like a little badass kid. And like I don't enjoy it. And like I will never draft a short quarterback ever if I'm a GM. I need a Chad, like Giga Chad quarterback. Yeah. I don't care if he sucks. Like I just like it's way easier when your quarterback sucks. And to be like, well, dude, he's like fucking 6'5" and huge. Like, what were you gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, he's very good. Like, if Josh Allen sucks, you're just like, well, I fucking drafted the guy with the best arm and the biggest guy. Like, what do you like? What else would you like me to do? Daniel Jones, big guy. Like they're big dudes. But like Kyler Murray's fucking. He said Kyler Murray has 5'11" on his football card. No. You are 5'7", sir.
Yeah, and way shorter than that. I mean, all of sports, even like it's like the pro wrestling thing of just lying about build weights and heights for fucking everybody. But I mean, the Cardinals have just always been since I've been paying attention to football, just complete like paper tiger : the team. Just they'll have like a good ass fucking record and just get embarrassed the fucking first playoff game, fucking like every fucking year.
Agreed. I mean, I completely agree. Kurt Warner, Carson Palmer years, like they should have won and they didn't. And like they're just. Well,
I'm talking about a little bit later than that. I wasn't really into.
Which one? Which usually you
just like fucking. I don't even know if I'm even being factual with specific playoff.
They've never won a Super Bowl, so you're correct. I mean,
just like anytime the media is fawning over the Cardinals, or if they have like, they're always a team that's like this is conjecture. They always seem like they're like 10-1 at some point in the season.
Sure.
And then fucking they're just like they'll blow it at the most inopportune times.
You know where they're the best is like in week 9 when you see the graphic that goes, if the season ended today. You're like, well, it doesn't, because we have like a whole second half of the season that matters way more. But that's cool. Thank you for your graphic, ESPN. Like that's really cool that like the Falcons are in the hunt right now in week 9. Thank you for that.
I do want to go back to your quarterback comment. The anytime I would never want a quarterback who's like classically cool. Like a quarterback can be cool to me for some weird reason.
What do you mean classically cool? I'm trying
just
to
like
get a picture.
Dude, that guy's a bad. Like I want like a retarded guy with like a slightly lazy eye or like a weird smile. Black, white, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's not like a race thing. It's like just fucking. I just want like a goofy guy to just like ball out at weird times and just go on crazy runs or something.
Sounds like you want Eli Manning as your quarterback.
I mean, that's the reason why I like the Giants. But I'm just saying, like, I just want like a guy who's like a weirdo. Also
100%. Yeah, no, I'm in on that. Like if I would very much be like an interview guy. Like the interview would definitely sway me. Like if I interviewed you and like I have tics, and I can tell you're like me. Like where certain people just put you off completely early, like the minute they open their mouth. And you're just like, you'll be interviewing them and they're like, hey, this guy's like really good. He went to Clemson. He's like, first in the NCAA in sacks. Like he's just incredible. But if like the guy like chewed loud and did like a slurping noise with soup, I'd be like, nah, I'm good, dude. Like,
there's certain gut feelings. This is probably me being autistic. There's just like gut feelings I can't shake about things that sometimes I'm way off. Don't get me wrong. But there's certain things where I'm just like, I don't know about this. And then just ends up being right. And I'm like, I'll probably have like hedged my bets also and like not believed myself. I'm like, fuck, dude, again.
Yeah. I thought Justin Herbert sucked. Like that was my big thing. I was like, when he was in college, I was like, this guy sucks. Dude. He's awful. I'm like, he's gonna be awful in the NFL. Awful. Then he gets drafted to like one of my mortal enemy teams. So I'm like, good. Yeah. He sucks. Good. And then like, he drops like 450.
That's where I'm at a disadvantage too, is because I have never watched college football also. So
no idea. If you slide down that football betting banister in your dress, you just slide down you're gonna get to college football eventually.
I could do that, but I mean, I only like watching things like that. I have like a team that I like.
I see.
And I'm, like invested in. I'm not gonna like the college I went to. Zero chance I watch any game they play. They don't even have a football team, so I don't know.
Yeah, you went to Alabama University. I heard. Linebacker. Yeah, I'm actually talking to an Alabama.
I wish I wouldn't. If I hadn't smoked cigarettes and like drank coffee when I was like 11, I probably would be pretty fucking big. Probably both son of my group. I probably would have balled out in the NFL.
You were meant to be a gambler though by smoking cigarettes and drinking coffee at 11.
That is true.
Yeah, so
things work out in the end.
To be fair, just uncut gems at 11 years old, and but the okay, so the Rams, Matt, my last episode on here, I was talking with a guy about Slothrop about how I was a Matthew Stafford truther. I still think there's going to be a tragic ending for the Rams, like a tragic ending. They're supposed to win it all. They've mortgaged every future pick that they have on Matthew.
You're saying you don't like Matthew Stafford?
I don't like Matthew Stafford. Yeah, because he's getting the this year the narrative around Matthew Stafford is he was saved from the Detroit Lions and put on the Rams. But I also think he's part of the reason the Lions weren't as good, not the reason. Like it's like it's a chicken and the egg situation where it's like, okay, do the Lions suck because you're there, or do they? I mean, this is how you find out the Lions weren't good this year. But I'm kind of bullish.
I'm still like you. I'm on board.
Bullish on the Lions. No, restore the roar. It's coming back. And
if we both end up being wrong, we need to hold each other accountable. But I mean,
here's how you cope. You just go, dude, it's the fucking Lions, bro. Like that's just what we say. It's like we were just being nice. Like, it's the fucking Lions, man. We were just trying to, I was doing a bit about the Lions. No, But
I love the NFC North though, just as a division.
cool football. Cool
if
football
I'm not
division.
watching a team that I care about, if I'm not watching a Giants game that has any sort of meaning, or which is very rare, but I enjoy watching every NFC North game. I hate the fucking AFC North though. It's like a lot of those games have bored the absolute
sluggish
fuck out of me,
division.
man.
Yeah, very sluggish.
I never watched any of the Steelers. I didn't watch the Steelers Super Bowl win or anything. I've never watched like a competitive Steelers game where I'm like, oh shit, dude, I'm really enjoying. The Steelers are just like the epitome of boring franchise to me for whatever reason.
They get off on that too, like their fans. Like, yeah, what, you don't like 16-15 final score, huh? Yeah, you don't.
It's not even like a slug. I love a slugfest game. It's just like there's just nothing that interests me about them at all.
Nah, they're a team like the Ben thing is over, and it's needed to be for a while. I think they're going to go through like a little makeover. Like they're not going to be like that physical team anymore. They're going to be like a fancy team eventually. I think it's gonna be interesting. And so we've got our matchups. We've got our matchups for the week, and I'm going on betting lines because we're gambling men here. So let me
pull up Bovada real quick.
Yeah, maybe make sure we have the same lines here because I'm on mybookie.ag. Sponsoring the show. Really nice of them for them to give us to comp our bets for the week. It's really nice of them. I didn't ask them to do that.
Yeah, I'm jealous as fuck now.
Yeah, and to you too, bud. Yeah, so just create an account. Yeah, they said, hey, whoever you bring on, like they're good too. $1,000 limit.
Oh shit!
Like,
I get brought in.
Go ahead and make the bets now. They're gonna reimburse you.
That's awesome. I'm gonna bet whatever I want.
Yeah. Just bet. It doesn't literally money's on an object. And so we have the 4:30 p.m. East Coast time kickoff on January 22nd. Saturday, we have Cincinnati Bengals at the Tennessee Titans. This is wild. Tennessee Titans, we haven't seen them play in a while. Kind of forgot about the Titans.
Yeah.
They're that team. They're just like, they're Phantom of the fucking opera.
They're also on a downtrend also, I believe, right?
Do you think so? Do you think so? They're getting Derrick Henry back. So that's going to be interesting. We haven't seen him play yet. Like we haven't seen it. He's been hurt. And he's
okay. So I'm not smart about football for the most part. I basically just operate like how I do for everything else, just based on pure feelings.
Yeah, you're Agent Cooper betting. I'm that fucking shitty FBI guy with like the thinning hairline. That's
my favorite. To be fair though, that's my favorite character in the show. That's why we're doing this podcast right now. Is those two personalities? Always
just the horrible fed guy that's there. That's me. But nonetheless, Tennessee favored by 3.5. 3.5 is the scariest number in football, folks. You just don't. It's the scariest number. You get that little hook. I would personally, I did bet it early because that's just how I do. I'm an early bettor. You're a late bettor. I'm an early bettor.
Literally up until 12:59 p.m. on Sundays. I'm in the app.
Gotcha.
Around.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I took Titans minus 3.5. I do think the Bengals are gonna find out who the big boys are. I just don't think they're ready yet.
I do agree with that though. I do think if the Titans win this game, which was kind of my feeling, they'll be done after the next round probably. I don't think they're going any further than that.
Yeah. I think
the Bengals need to like get put in their place real quick.
Yeah, and that's fine. And they're young. This is their first go. No one's gonna be disappointed. It's not gonna hurt their trajectory.
All
their fans are gonna be like, cool, we got our first playoff win since 1991. It's not gonna and also, so this game's 3.5. I'm taking Tennessee. If I had to give you like last minute advice, wait to see which way that line goes. If you see it go up to 4, just take it because like it's not going to go lower than that. But it's at 3.5 right now. 3.5 is tough, but if you can get it down to like an even 3, I hammer the Titans on that. And then the over in this game is only 47, which I mean the Bengals can put up points, the Titans can put up points. That seems odd, and the Titans should be fresh. I mean, you get your bye week, and I love Ryan Tannehill. I'm just a huge Ryan Tannehill fan. I don't know. He's one of those.
I'm just a Tennessee Titans guy, just from. I also forgot about the Titans as a team. I kind of forget exists, but also that was like a big one in the 02 to 04 Madden phase for me.
Then you could do the classic Oilers uniforms for them, which I used to love.
What year did Eddie George play? He had my first and middle name, so he was like my boy. I was like, oh shit, there's a football player.
Probably. So Eddie George is probably like 97 through 2005, I would say. Yeah, to about 2005. I mean, he was great. He was in like one of the better players in all the Maddens. Yeah, he was fantastic. I mean, big dude. He couldn't tackle him. Yeah, he was just big as shit. And then so I think the Bengals are gonna run. Like, it'll be cool if the Bengals won this game though. Like if they actually like came back and I'd be like, damn, dude, fucking scary. The Bengals are good.
When's the what's the last playoff? When how deep has Tennessee gone in the playoffs fairly recently? Like
so in the 2019, they got to the AFC title game, if I'm not mistaken, against Kansas City.
Okay, then fuck Tennessee. I mean, just my heart says I want the Bengals to win. Obviously, I didn't know how long the Titans drought had been.
No. If the Bengals win this game, it's going to be crazy. They're going to be like that team nobody wants to play. They're going to be like, holy shit, like what do we do to stop these guys? Like it's going to be that run, that crazy miracle, maybe even New York Giants like run where you're just like, how is this happening? But it's happening and it's good actually.
That would be cool, but there's a lot of times that people call for some sort of Cinderella run to happen that it's not often at all that something unbelievable happens in the NFL. Pretty much anytime something happens in the NFL, you can pretty much be like, oh yeah, I can kind of see that. That makes sense.
Yeah, so we're both on Tennessee here. I have that noted, written down. You might get tagged maybe in a tweet, like a snarky somewhat tweet. Maybe if we differ on one and I win. If not, then I'll nuke the episode. If you win, it's not a big deal. Just how it works.
I kind of I don't know, because I sometimes if I bet, I can never bet on anything with my heart.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to break that rule, and I'll still go Titans.
Yeah. I'm going. I have it logged in. It's one of those ones. Sometimes you worry about the half a point, and then they win by 10. You're just like, what was I even worried about that for? Like it just happens. So they're getting Derrick Henry back. I mean, the only running back in the league that actually matters is Derrick Henry. So that's definitely something. San Francisco 49ers at Green Bay Packers. That's the night game. I believe it's supposed to be 10 below in Green Bay. We might get a snow game. Here's the thing. I'm with you. I want it. That's what I want to happen. I love Aaron Rodgers. I mean, come on, excuse me. If anybody's going to love Aaron Rodgers more than me, I mean, why, I like him more than Packer fans do. Like truly, like he's awesome. He went to Cal Berkeley out here. Just incredible player. Been watching him his whole career. And he is, he's fighting the good fight for a lot of us right now. We're on YouTube, so I try not to go too crazy with all that stuff. It gets nuked, but he is, he's hosting the Niners. He cannot beat the Niners in the playoffs. It hasn't happened. He has never beaten the 49ers in the playoffs, and it's happened. I believe they've had 4 matchups.
Well, see, what happens is he will now, because he hasn't. The other players have been tainted for the most part.
Yeah.
And something about him, an action he's taken, or more specifically not taken. I don't even know what I'm talking about really here.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to provide him with the magic power to finally break that drought.
And honestly, football journalism, which we've spurred out on RareCandy. We had a football journalism episode, sports journalism episode about how much I fucking hate the Elizabeth Warrenification of sports writers, how it's happened, how everything's about politics. So now, Aaron Rodgers got himself in hot water for treating COVID like a normal human being and surviving it. And he ended up, there's these guys now, these like writers that I follow, they're like bloggers and they're like analytics guys, but they're like really fucking soy. And they were like, because there's a big thing that if the Packers lose this game, a lot of people think Aaron Rodgers is out of there because he wanted to be traded before the season. He did. It was, but now I think now that the Packers stood by him during like the COVID stuff, I think they've bonded a little more personally. That's just I don't have anything to base.
I do think that too. I don't see him go
because they kind of he was kind of like, nah, man, like that's my And they drafted a quarterback behind him to like push him. So I think that's over now. I think that's done. No, nonetheless, let's say they lose this game, dramatic fashion. Niners just beat the brakes off them. Packer fans are mad. Rodgers is mad.
That's back in the mix then.
And then he wants out. Let's just say that happens. I saw these sports writers that were like, hey, if Denver wants Rodgers, here's what they're going to do. They're going to stand outside of his plane with an anti-cancel culture shirt and a big thing of horse paste and be like, Aaron, what's up, bro? I'm like, literally chop your dick off and throw it in the fucking river.
That's really funny.
Like, fucking kill yourself, dude. Like, cool, just like typing that and pressing send. And then like having a bunch of guys being like, oh, dude, it'll be so fucking epic if that happens. Like, oh my God, dude.
Honestly, I make fun of journalists a lot, and I just like do the whole online person thing of just like saying things should happen to journalists. But sports journalists really are the absolute lowest of the low of anybody in journalism.
Yeah, and there's no floor to the lowness. It keeps going. It's like there's
a guy with 400 followers on Twitter with 4,000 following who says, my sources say. And then
Yeah, my sources say that Nick Bosa is racist. You're like, oh, okay, cool, right on, man.
on, man. Cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. Yeah, that's why I drafted him. Yeah, and then yeah.
Every good football player is racist, and I don't think so, anything different.
No, I think so.
On some level.
Yeah, dude. There's guys who were like, hey, I'll never want a quarterback who voted for Trump, and I was just like, what? Like,
you want? I would take a quarterback who's in a fucking State Farm commercial with his.
Well, imagine drafting a libtard quarterback. Like, imagine like he's like, oh man, these insurrectionists. Am I right? And he throws like a pick six.
You don't like when someone has end racism on the back of their helmet, dude? What are you talking about?
As an NPR Hydro Flask when he comes to camp, you're just like, oh boy, look at my quarterback, y'all. I'm going 0-17. Yeah, but and nonetheless, I'm scared of a Niner win here. I bet the Niners +6. This was a very much pay for a Niner loss situation. That's how I do. I bet. I'm like, okay, if I lose this game, I just paid for the Niners to lose. No problem. Not an issue. They lost. It is what it is. I don't have to hear about it anymore. But now the Packers are better than they have been in a long time. Rodgers is in his bag. Devontae Adams is awesome. The Niners don't have an answer for that. But they always just manage to be like more physical than the other team. They always manage to just punk the other team sometimes, even though they have no reason to. They're just stronger than the other team. Like it's very like O'Doyle rules situation with other teams. And I'm scared of that happening, but it is going to be really in the snow. And I'm sorry, Jimmy Garoppolo sucks. Like he's not good. Every time I watch him play, I'm like, this guy fucking sucks. And I feel like he tries to like make it look like, hey, here's how bad I can play while still winning. Like it's comical at this point. So
when it was week 5 in this, I don't mean to cut you off. When it was week 5 in the season, they had like a pretty decent early season record, right?
No, they were bad.
Were they?
Yeah,
okay.
they were like red. They were like really bad, and then turned it on like overnight. Like it was just like fucking,
I'm done then.
Well, you probably just are picking a different part of the season to start in, essentially.
In the first few weeks of the season, I literally forgot the 49ers were a fucking team. I remember I was sitting there watching Red Zone or something one day, and I was like, dude, I haven't seen any 49ers anything. I was sitting there, I had the legitimate thought of being like, what's going on?
I'm really envious. I wish I could have that mind state instead of just hearing the E40 Bang Bang Niner Gang song, like that Bang Bang Niner Gang. He just does that over like some hyphy beat, and I'm just like, yeah, that's cool. That's if you find me hanging from the ceiling fan in my apartment, and you hear Bang Bang Niner Gang playing on a repeat on my TV, like,
see, it's different being an East Coast guy. Also, this is probably a similar thing for you. Like it's a sort of a grass is always greener situation where I just look at every California team for every sport and I'm like, damn, they got some stuff going on over there. It's got like a cool. It's just a cool thing to watch when you don't have any stake in the game.
No, it's true, and like the fans care, but like they don't East Coast care. Like they don't. It's not like I East Coast care. It's the torture. Like I am the one in the Bay Area, but my team never wins. But I care
the Raiders are the most East Coast team out of any California.
We're moving slightly more East Coast. Even that was how East Coast we are. We moved slightly more east. Like we're just
shaking off chains.
We gotta get out of California.
Breaking out.
Yeah. Fucking disgusting. Yeah, I mean, no, like our owner Al Davis, the coolest guy of all time, like is the like it was just a Boston accent or New York accent fucking guy that was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna like, he would say the Raiders, like that's how he said it. Like he was just so good. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, I did have somebody tell me one time that Nicolas Cage should play Al Davis in a biopic, and I haven't stopped thinking about it. I want it now, like as a late role, late role Nicolas Cage, like late Al Davis, like maybe like a little old manish makeup, like a little bit, like oh my god, I love it so much. So, I'm picking Niners. You're hammering Packers, right? Okay, so this will be the one.
Packers, yeah.
I won't even brag.
Niners, I'll go Packers.
I'm not even gonna brag if I win. I'm gonna be like, well, fuck, like like
this one I don't really have a good handle on. To be honest, I don't.
Yeah, I want the like media narrative to be true on this one because everyone's like Niners don't have a chance, but I'm like, fuck, they just fucking do. Like they just I don't know where Aaron Rodgers is like, wow, that ball just slipped out of my hand and fucking flew right into a Niners DB like chest, and he walked into the end zone. Like, wow, how did that happen? Like, yeah, they just one of those teams. Okay, the Sunday games: L.A. Rams at Tampa Buccaneers. Rams are +3. I forgot to say in the last one, the Niners are +6. So I took the Niners +6. You have Green Bay +6. You basically think that they're going to win by a touchdown. I think the Niners are going to lose by a touchdown essentially at that point. No problem. LA Rams +3. I'm on it. I'm big on it. They actually give me worse odds to take the Rams +3. That's how much it looks like the Rams are going to cover. They give me -120 for the Rams +3, and then if you bet the Tampa Bay Buccaneers -3, you get +100. You get even fucking money on your bet, dude. Like, that means they know something. And I'm on Rams. I don't know. Are you?
I'd go Rams in this case too. Honestly,
I'm feeling Brady, dude.
I don't know, man. This is I'm always awful of predicting anything, obviously. But my gut feel the Rams have always been like a team that never delivers. Anytime I've just had any sort of eyes on them, it's just like I'll hear about ESPN coverage constantly leading up to a big game with the Rams in it, and it's like, oh, I'll be up there with the Rams, you know, they're gonna play physical football and go out there and play for the full 60 minutes, and then just like shit the bed constantly.
Yeah.
But then also I think the Bucks are on a there's something going wrong there, like we talked about earlier. But
yeah, Antonio Brown had a mental health moment, which is my favorite thing in the NFL. That
honestly, why the fuck do people get upset about shit like that? Like what? Like literally, I just like saw people talk about like, oh, this is a class. He needs help. Like you should want your athletes to do crazy shit and dumb shit.
Yeah, constantly. And don't like. Okay, there's only two appropriate responses to like Antonio Brown is that's awesome, that's hilarious, or that guy's a piece of shit. Those are the two things. It's not like, well, he needs help. It's like, no, he doesn't. Yeah. Dude, the Juju Smith-Schuster for the Steelers. I remember one time.
That guy, Antonio Brown, if he couldn't play football, he would be at Citgo just harassing women and asking for cigarettes all day.
He'd be like the shirtless guy in Ghost World, just like in the store.
His situation could have been a lot fucking worse, man. It's not. I don't feel bad for the guy. I really don't.
But what's funny is like he's like this guy just like is a bad guy that like, yeah, okay, maybe there's a little fucking Campbell chunky soup in his brain from fucking a few hits. I'm not gonna whatever, dude. Like it doesn't matter to me. I don't care about CT. It doesn't even exist if you ask me. But he's Antonio Brown had when he was teammates with Juju Smith-Schuster after he left. After Antonio Brown had his like crazy leaving of the Steelers, like just really crazy overnight asking for a trade, like Juju Smith-Schuster said like AB was like a little bit selfish on the team. And Antonio Brown picked up a fucking letter from Juju Smith-Schuster when he was like in high school that he wrote Antonio Brown and read it like in a sniveling, crying voice on like Instagram Live. and then was just like, and then tweeted Boo Boo Schuster. That's and that awesome. Was, yeah, it's just like, it's one of those things like, it's like back in the day when like T.O. was popping and like Joe Horn and like all these like really cool players used to like do these like outlandish celebrations. Like people just were like wanted it to be more absurd, like put Joker makeup on, like do something cool. Like Antonio Brown should play in Joker makeup.
Yeah, I like that. Cool. I don't like a fucking a guy who plays on a team like where he has a good game and he goes on Instagram after and like puts up a story of him playing Lil Yachty and then like mouthing the lyrics, and that's like the extent of their tomfoolery. Yeah. I want a guy who like wins a big game. Is like, all right, well, I'm gonna get fucking hammered and pass out in an alley, and then do some things with women of questionable
I remember when Odell was like sniffing coke with like the pizza box, and then he said it was Parmesan cheese or some shit.
Odell is actually a special case though, because Odell is just fucking, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I hear you. Honestly. I hear you. It didn't.
I don't like. Basically, my entire philosophy when it comes to football players is I don't like people who are lauded constantly by the media who fail to do anything ever when it's important.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. And also, so the angle I was getting at with the mental health is like you don't even care about the mental health of your own coworkers. So like, why do you care about like the fucking football player that you don't even know's mental health? And also, the idea that there's sports fan emotions that like everybody's scared to talk about, and I feel like when like people are scared to like, or people like just get mad about somebody just voicing like a very like normal take, like we watch a sport where like people ram their head into other people and like they pass out and it's cool, you know, like, and it's like that's awesome, like, and like there was a play I think in the Monday night game where like the Cardinals safety, like they needed a stretcher. Like, I swear to God, a hearse almost drove onto the field. Like it was really bad. And in my head, I'm like, this is going to take fucking 20 minutes, isn't it? Like in my head, that's what I was thinking. Like, this is going to take for fucking ever.
I'm sick of people not recognizing risk and not giving risk the respect it deserves. Like, and then also pretending that like there's everybody who goes into football, especially any sort of contact sport, there's an inherent risk to it that no one who has a fucking brain is unaware of.
No, but you see, Will Smith went into the office with his African accent and was like, "Release the files."
He really changed my mind. Man. They are kind of like slaves. I do agree, Will Smith.
Yeah.
They're gladiators that fight for entertainment with no. They're pretty much slaves who don't get paid anything.
Yeah, I fucking love this. I love it, dude. And then I remember the guy for the 49ers who started the whole like everybody quitting because they're scared of concussions was Chris Borland. He was a linebacker. It was after his rookie season. He was like really good. And then he quits. And everybody's like, what the fuck? And then a couple of players like follow his lead and stuff. But like, then you look at what Chris Borland's from. His dad owned like a hedge fund.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
And like, so he's just like, yeah, I don't have to play football. So therefore, like, I got my bell rung one time.
I like a guy who's fucking hungry, who comes from not great circumstances and is like, well, this shit might ruin my brain for the rest of my life, but I love the game. You know, I'm going to give it up my all. There's like passion behind it. I like that. I will say with us saying injuries are cool, I did get severely fucking weirded out seeing, I don't remember the guy's name, the guy getting fucking laid out with the Rams-Chargers game and just fucking vibrating with his fucking arms up in the air.
That was the Raider game. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I think, was that the Raider or the, no. I know what you're talking about.
Chargers and Rams. Chargers and Chiefs. Sorry, not Rams.
Yes. Yeah, it was the Thursday night game. I know exactly what you're talking about. And that was weird, dude, because it was like very like Limp Bizkit, like MTV close-up video, like on his face too. Like
that was okay. I want you to know, I had just gotten home from a work week where I was just in a different city and I had not been home in a while. And I was like, oh, it's Thursday, football's on. Let me turn on the game. I'm a little bit late. Let's see what's going on. That was the first play that I turned on for the game. I was like, oh, this is gay. This sucks. This is sad.
Yeah.
What happened to him? Did he get fucked up real bad or what was it?
Yeah, here's the thing. I didn't follow up. I don't know. You could be. I don't
know either.
Yeah, let me see.
I still don't even know the guy's name, who it was who got injured, to be honest.
Darnell Parham. I do know that name. I know that was his. Let me see how bad it was. He's as of December 18th, he is resting comfortably and likely to be discharged from the hospital. So I'm just gonna go ahead and assume he's discharged from the hospital.
He's probably fine.
Yeah, I think that's and that's the thing. They always end up fine. So
the body, the human body can withstand a lot of punishment. Also, like, that just kind of hit me in the wrong way of just seeing it.
No, that was weird. But, and it was weird because like nothing happened. It wasn't even like somebody like rocked him or something. Like it wasn't like some insane thing. He just like dove for a ball and landed weird. And then all of a sudden, just like, and first I thought he caught it and I thought he was celebrating. I was like, oh, that's a sick ass celebration. Like, and then they're like, oh no, yeah, they're like, no, he's dead. Yeah. Like that. It's just like,
folks, turn your kids. If you're watching, turn your head away. There's a man dead on the field.
Yeah, exactly. It's like when the streaker runs across the field and like they pan the camera away and like nothing happened. Yeah, it's very, very interesting.
It is kind of crazy that on a long enough timeline of football continuing, someone's gonna die on a field, which could be a cool thing to say sometime.
Yeah, no, I could see, like, there have been times where I was like, okay, like that guy might, like, there's no way that's gonna happen, because there was a Raider player in the 70s. I mean, I don't know if there's any film of this, but he was they called him like the assassin Jack Tatum. He was a strong safety, and like this is, you know, they didn't have any like hitting rules back then. Like you could just light somebody up, no problem. And he hit this receiver named Darryl Stingley for the Patriots, and he like laid him out, and he didn't like even visit him in the hospital, and the dude just died in the hospital. He was just like, fuck. Yeah, he was just like, oh yeah, I mean, pack watch. No, he didn't do that. No, that didn't happen. No, but I was just picturing the dance from that R.I.P. Bozo thing. But no, he didn't do that. But that was bad. Nonetheless, to players that are still
dude, a guy fucking did die during a game. Also, I don't mean to cut you off. Sorry.
Who's that?
Chuck Hughes, Lions receiver.
Chuck Hughes. When is this?
This is old as what, 70s? 67,
really?
71 he played?
During a game?
He is to date the only NFL player to die on the field during.
Why does this why does this picture look like it's from 1947 though? That's what's weird.
I know, right? Did
he actually exist? Did he actually exist?
This is a psyop, honestly, to make people think that football is more dangerous.
CTE, now that CTE got rolled out, they inserted Chuck Hughes into history. Like it didn't actually happen. But yeah, so he died. Yeah, how did he die? Was it like, I mean, was it like a pyrotechnic incident or something? Like,
yeah, they set off fireworks for they won the big game, and they set off fireworks in Chuck Hughes' face. Put his face.
Oh, he had clogged arteries. Lead your fat ass off the field.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Really? Okay,
yeah,
fuck out of here, dude.
Yeah, no. Sorry,
Nah,
that's
I'm
just
not accepting that. Still, no one has ever died during an NFL
Yeah,
game.
go get clogged arteries. Like Jesus Christ, he saw these wax paper burger wrappers next to him while he was on the field. But yeah, the nonetheless. So we are on to last game. We both on Rams here, both on Rams plus 3, both on Rams. Over under 48.5 is kind of scary. I probably won't touch that. That's a number that scares me. Niners Packers, I like the under, by the way. I was saying that because 10 degrees in the snow. Under 47.5, I think that's pretty solid. Buffalo Bills and Kansas City Chiefs. Let me start with the line, the over under on here. Buffalo Bills and Kansas City Chiefs. Over under is 54.5. That is not a number that you see as an over under very often. Weird. And how does that hit? Like it's playoff football. Like it's playoff football. Like they play a little bit of fucking defense in the playoffs. Like both these teams. Like it's not. It was weird. I mean, I don't know. But the Chiefs are favored by 2. Chiefs -2. This is my heart. So this is a game. Do not listen to me on this game. Do not listen to me. If you're on your betting app.
I think we're about to share the same sentiment, honestly. But
I'm on Bills +2. I'm on Bills +2. I'm on it. I don't feel great about it. I lost on the Chiefs last week. I don't feel good about it. I want it to happen. I'm ready for Buffalo. I'm ready for Buffalo supremacy, to be quite honest. Like if my team's not doing it, it's totally fine if the Bills do it. I think OJ was innocent personally.
I really do too, honestly.
Yeah, like watch his highlights. He didn't do it. Like if you watch his highlights, he's like the best running back ever. He did it.
My favorite thing is the interview that you know about Charlie and OJ Simpson.
Charlie and OJ Simpson.
He has created some sort of like basically imaginary friend that he ascribes all of his negative attributes to, named Charlie. It's interesting rabbit hole to dive.
Was that like Fox interview from like the early 2000s that got ripped?
I'm really not sure. It's been a while since I've known what the fuck I'm talking about as far as this goes. But I just remember seeing something where he's like talking to some lady interviewer and being like, "Yeah, you know, I just got this guy named Charlie who's all negative stuff I do basically." And I was like, "Okay, all right, sure." I don't think he killed anyone, honestly.
No,
Charlie.
No, but. Yeah,
I'm sorry, that was random. My specialty during doing podcasts with Glenn is cutting him off in the middle of his story to tell some random unrelated thing that doesn't really lead anywhere. That's sort of my podcast ethos.
Yeah, exactly. The nonetheless, I think that let's see. I think that fucking I just want Josh Allen to just be that guy. If there's gonna be that guy, like why can't it just be from a team that I don't mind? You know, like a Brady played for the Patriots. Like I don't really like Boston sports that much. Like I mean, whatever, it is what it is. And then you know, Brady got his start with the tuck rule against the Raiders in the snow. So that always bothered me a little bit. My dad's a Rams fan. They got caught taping the Rams practices, so it was like very odd how that happened. But like the Bills, it's like they're innocent. They're innocent. Just let's let them have a time. Like if it's gonna be now, let's let them do it. Patrick Mahomes is very zoomer. You just look at him, he's a zoomer. You're just like, it sucks. I don't like his stupid fucking perm. I don't like his haircut. I don't like his dumb Foot Locker commercial. I don't like any of that stuff.
He's got a bad energy to him.
Yeah, no. And I liked him in college. I used to bet on him in college when I would go to Reno to go bet. And he was at Texas Tech and their over unders used to be at like 66.5. Like it would just be like no defense in sight.
Yeah.
And he'd hit those over. So I did respect that. But then he goes to the Chiefs, goes with Andy Reid. I do
like the Chiefs though as a franchise.
I
know you don't, but
it's crazy because did you know they're all pedophiles?
I didn't. Holy shit, dude.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll edit that out. I'll edit that out that you said that. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, no, they're no, it's weird because you see how you could make that mistake. I just wanted to let you know. I didn't even know. Yeah, no, it's crazy. There's the Epstein thing. Yeah, all the Epstein thing. You see Mahomes all over it. Yeah, his dad. Yeah, crazy stuff. But yeah, I know, makes you think. And so yeah, that's the slate of games. I'm on Buffalo +2. I kind of like the under because it's like, how does that hit 55 points? Probably.
Yeah, I got 55 on Bovada also. Yeah, so I don't understand that really.
But then it's like, then it's like 20 to 13 in the first quarter. You're like, God damn it! Like,
that's dude. There is nothing worse than trying to hit the brakes on a fucking over while you're just standing.
When you want bad football. You're at a party. You're at a party, and everybody's like, "Hey, this is a really good game." You're like, "No, it's not."
Yeah,
Like,
this
I have the
sucks
under.
dick,
Yeah,
I have an 8-way parlay where this is the last game for me to win fucking $900, and I need Philadelphia to not kick a field goal, which they always will.
And then they see the chain on your neck that you broke out from the attic with, and they're like, "Hey, can you just go back up there, you fucking demon? Like, we're trying to enjoy the football game." No, like, I can take.
I can take if I have an under. Well, I don't know. I can take if I have an over on a game and it doesn't hit, because it's just like you can tell pretty much within the first quarter that it's not going to hit. But I can't take having to like sit there and be like, "Oh fuck, please don't score, please don't score, please don't score."
Yeah, no, agreed. It's like betting the over is cool because like when you bet the over, it's like you're always like, you know, the game will be on and I'll be like, well, okay, yeah, it's a blowout, but like, you know, let's hope for some more scoring. No, everybody likes more scoring, you know, it's very cool. But yeah, the under is a scary place to be, but I am on the under. I
would take the under on that too.
I'm gonna take it. I could just like, the good thing about that game is like if like the first quarter is like 3-0 after the first quarter, like you hit it basically. Like it's just
there's always one game that's like that. So yeah, I think that probably has, and the Chiefs are always good for that. They'll have games where they just like throw up points like it's fucking absolutely nothing. It'd be like 55-33 and score, and then fucking. But I do think that one is due for to hit the under.
Just a damn under.
Considerable margin.
Well, that is the slate of games. Only 4 games left. And then, then it's weird because like we had an extra week in the season, so it feels like the Super Bowl should like be here already, but it's not. Then it's got championship games next weekend, and that's about it, man. I don't got anything else here, man. You got like a hot take you want to put into the sphere? This is gonna be out tomorrow, so like people will have it on record as like you being wrong or insanely right.
Not really. I mean, I'm never good with giving concrete predictions on sports. I'm actually surprised I was even able to be coherent during most of this.
You were.
But I was football's a great game. I'm excited to see whatever happens. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, so be it. I'm wrong every Sunday for like 9 different things, so it's fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's at the end of the day, man. At the end of the day, it's just ball. That's all I gotta say.
It's just all about having fun, dude.
It's just ball. I just
for the love of the fucking game. To be honest,
man. I gamble on all these games. I just want the guys to have fun more than anything. Like if I see guys moping around, I'm like, look, I got money on this shit, dude. Like
get off the fucking field. I want people who are play with their heart.
I treat these guys like servers, dude. Yeah. I'm not tipping 30%. Like if you're not on,
that's a crazy thing to say.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. So that's exactly like exactly. So, make sure you guys follow Eddie on Twitter. He's great. He's like literally just constantly giving out gambling advice, and it's really good. So if you follow him,
I didn't know I did that.
I like to just like make people start having to do that. Like I always test out the audience size by saying shit like that. Like that's how you like I don't like our numbers are scattered through so many different places that I don't really know how many people listen to the show. Mm-hmm. And so like if I say something like that and then I see people like kind of like what are you talking about? Like what is, then I'm like, oh shit, like people are fucking listening to this shit. Like, oh, okay. So yeah, exactly. That's kind of the way to do this. So yeah, nonetheless, listen to Car Crash, the podcast about love. If Eddie were to invite you on there, hit me up. I can tell you what jokes fly, what don't. It's fine.
Shut up, dude.
Yeah, I've been on their show a couple times.
I just want people who are going to, if they come on Car Crash, be a fucking person who isn't playing a weird game with me for an hour.
It can be very intimidating listening to 3 guys that have fun. So yeah, make sure.
I don't even get like the it's not like we have like an intimidating atmosphere or anything. Like it's like 3 retarded guys, and then still just like if really there hasn't been many instances where someone has come on and been like just not genuine about something. There's really only one, which is weird. But if it just in general, I think this format is best suited to people who aren't just like being a loser weirdo for 2 hours.
Yeah,
I just want to hear someone like just be a little genuine, be a little fucking let your heart shine through. You know what you're saying. Even if you're gonna be fake, be fake enough to where it's obvious that you're being fake for some weird reason, and then the listeners can decipher what that reason might be.
100%. Exactly. I can agree. I'm a 3-time car crash veteran. I believe.
Yeah, I love doing shows with you, Glenn. Genuinely, it's very fun, man.
Very fun. Yeah, and I know I feel like you're just this like piece of clay that I can mold into a sports autist. I know it's there. And I'm gonna do it.
I'm not attentive enough for it. Like I don't know.
I know you have that. I know you have the psychoticness that I do. Like it's there, and I know that it can be honed into something. like no, and I know this, and this is not a slight at you, because I have the same thing. Like I know, like for me, I can't. There's certain things where I just can't get into, like where I'm like, oh, you know, like this seems really cool, but I'm like, that doesn't have my attention. But like 4 things really just get my attention, like sports and like, you know, weird.
If you want to know how psychotic I am with, maybe this is kind of leading in line with what you're talking about right now. I've been thinking about, you know, like a major theme in not a major theme, I guess. There's a slight theme in Christianity in the Bible I've been thinking about recently, of being like being childlike in your thinking is good. And I heard that when I was like a young edgelord, and I was like, what the fuck, do they just want us all dumb and retarded like dumb little kids? But there is a certain if I don't know if this is a universal experience for people, but just being a kid and having like endless wonderment or like interest in things that you no longer find, like you grow up and you lose that sense of intense interest or myopic view about certain things. You get really obsessed with. I'm trying to bring that back for things. So, you know, there's a good chance I never know what I'm gonna get autistically obsessed with doing. Sports autist, it's up there. It could be. I'm gonna be coaching a Pee-wee football league when I'm
Pop
36,
Warner.
maybe.
Yeah, Pop Warner. Yeah, that would be.
Dude, I'd be a fucking sick coach.
Talk about living the dream.
I'd be the real Joe Judge. I'd be what Joe Judge wishes he could have been.
Straight up. Just call you Judge Joe when you go out there. Yeah. Just to be my name. Yeah, I don't know why, but it would be. And then
Judge Joe Brown, maybe potentially.
Be the next Giants coach would be sick if he just doesn't want any tomfoolery on the field. Like at that point, like just he'd run a tight ship. I mean, at that point,
imagining Judge Joe Brown with a weird fitting hat on, big ass headset, just fucking screaming.
That would go from a celebrated diversity to hire to a we hired the wrong diversity hire situation very fast. If you know anything about Judge Joe Brown,
it would be cool. What I want for the Giants is I want like a guy who looks like Judge Joe Brown to be our coach, and then also like. He's just like dumb, so he doesn't fall in line with whatever the media narrative that they can champion is. So if he was just like, you know what, I don't know why some of these girls got dicks in a fucking like after a game where they got blown out, or something.
Y'all seen that swimmer? Yeah, he'd be like, what? Yeah. She beating the girl's ass. I ain't right. But yeah, nonetheless, Eddie. Thank you for joining me. This was RC Sports. Again, RC Sports, it's in the game. And we got a lot of stuff coming out. For all the playoffs, I'm definitely going to have these sports things going. And we got a lot of episodes. Actually, Eddie and Brandon from Tales from the Mall are going to be on the next RareCandy, which comes out on Sunday. And again, archaic episodes, so please forgive me, guys. I'm sure we said everything so time sensitive. I'm sure none of it's going to translate.
That's the good thing about Car Crash too, is I could release an episode 8 months after we record it, and it really doesn't even nothing in the real
facts.
world.
I mean, we didn't on this one. Like we didn't talk about any. We didn't talk about.
It's always
anything.
the best stuff to me. Just as a fan of long form conversation, that's always the best stuff for me. Like, it's interesting sometimes to listen back to people you like talk about things that were happening and hear what they said about if they were right or they were wrong, whatever. But that's not the most interesting thing.
No, agreed. I agree. So we dropped one for the time capsule that's coming out.
That was genuinely one of the best episodes I've ever been involved with of anything.
Buddy, all I got to say is when you learn about Mexican people, Joe Rogan Mexican fan base, you guys are going to learn about that. I played that one back the other night, and that was electric.
I'm excited for it to come out. I said a certain word.
The slurs are getting edited out.
Okay, cool. All right, listen to that episode, guys. What's up, dude? Listen to that episode. It's really good.
They are not getting any of that. That is not how I'm going down. Yeah. Nonetheless, listen to Car Crash. subscribe to the
Yeah,
channel.
Glenn, literally anytime, literally anytime you want me to do a podcast, I'm here. If I have
Absolutely
if I don't
same
have
thing, and
other
I'm always
runs.
down to be the sixth man of off the bench for Car Crash. If somebody falls through, if you're like, hey, dude, we had this fucking amazing episode.
I love that you've kind of been outside of Mitch. You kind of have occupied
I'm the Jamal Crawford of Car Crash, where I just come in for like 5 minutes and shoot 7 shots off the back rim and then leave.
I'm not saying that sounds denigrating to be like if something falls out like this, we go to you. But I just want people. Yeah. I'm getting increasingly disillusioned. I mean, if you have a lot of people on your podcast, especially from our circle of the internet, there's at some point you're going to be embarrassed by being associated with one of these people because of something they do. Because everybody who's kind of very online eventually embarrasses themselves or outs themselves as like a dickhead or does some weird shit. I would just like to build an insular core of people that I like and are worth bringing on.
Yeah.
And Glenn, you're part of that, Glenn. You're
love being part of the universe. I love being the Jake Flores of Car Crash. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not the Jake Flores of Car Crash. That's some lore for anybody who might listen to another show. But yeah. So yeah, that's it for us. Subscribe to the channel. This is a sports channel. This is I don't think a lot of people listen to sports content that maybe has the angle that I'm struggling to even say things. So
I think you've touched on this before. It would be nice to there's certain things like sports stuff, especially it kind of gets placed in this like corny, like polished, very lame aesthetic. I think there's a way to bring some sort of sports podcast back that isn't like, I don't know anything about Barstool, but just like anti-Barstool, maybe not entirely.
Well, I am a Barstool stan, but that's fine.
And I know that's why I'm kind of being tepid about saying this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I know what you mean. They're very produced. Like, hey, you guys shave your balls, Manscaped ad. Yeah. No, I understand.
There's just a way to do it to bridge the two worlds between being kind of online and just being like being very online and then being like a regular dude and like liking sports. I think your show has the best chance.
Well, I will DM you after this because I have a very fantastic idea that I think is that could be really cool. That was suggested to me by somebody, and if I can pull it off copyright wise, infringement wise, I like it's going to be. I think I'm fairly certain that it will take off. So I'll DM you. Absolutely. So all right, listen to Car Crash, buy a shirt, do all that stuff. Subscribe to the channel. I'm Glen Rockney. Listen to RareCandy. If you like this episode, Eddie's going to be on there on fucking couple more days, man. You're going to get that episode was 2 hours long. This one probably around the same. So you're going to get like 4 hours of Eddie talking to us. So
everybody wants that.
They've been clamoring for it. So that's what's happening. So all right, guys, everyone have a good one.